The United States and North Korea jointly announced February 29 the results of 2 days of talks in Beijing. The agreement gives North Korea some space to focus on the internal political rebalancing after the death of Kim Jong-il, while offering minimal concessions in return. According to the announcements, North Korea agreed to place a moratorium on long-range missile tests, and nuclear activities at the Yongbyon facility, including any uranium enrichment. North Korea also agreed to allow the return of IAEA inspectors to the Yongbyon facility. These are a far cry from the verifiable, irreversible dismantlement of its nuclear program. The United States, in return, reaffirmed it has no hostile intent toward North Korea and agreed to the distribution of 240,000 metric tons of food aid and pledged moves towards people-to-people exchanges. The United States also noted that sanctions on North Korea are not targeted against the livelihood of the DPRK people, a somewhat ambiguous statement that may suggest future shifts in the sanctions regime if North Korea agrees to further steps. The agreements come less than 2 months after the death of former North Korean leader Kim Jong-il and paved the way for the resumption of the six-party talks on Korean denuclearization. In 1994, after the sudden death of then North Korean President Kim Il-sung in June, despite concerns of regime stability in the North, Pyongyang continued nuclear negotiations with the United States, and in October of the same year, the two sides signed the agreed framework. This provided North Korea with some sense of reduced external pressure, as Kim Jong-il sought to solidify his leadership. The current agreement between Washington and Pyongyang may also reflect a desire by the North to ease external pressure as the regime reshuffles power among the elite and amid the transition to Kim Jong-un. It also provides additional food aid to North Korea, giving the regime more resources internally to manage domestic social unease. Like any agreement with the North, this is less a breakthrough than a small step in a long continuum of Pyongyang's attempts to maintain the regime. For the North, this means maintaining a credible defense against potential external aggression and presenting a sense of uncertainty to dissuade any attempts to undermine the regime or push for North Korean collapse. But it also means finding ways to revitalize the North Korean economy and wean the country off of its overdependence on China. And this requires Pyongyang to break out of the constraints of its contentious relation with the United States. It's this seeming contradiction that shapes Pyongyang's strategy and leaves the North Koreans always a little unpredictable in their behavior.